right now.
We are live.
It's wake up and smell the coffee, but don't drink the coffee because you're fasting, right? So,
Or should be then
subhanallah.
wake up and smell the roses in. You can at least smell the roses.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Back into
What do
nature.
you smell? What
We
do you
are
smell?
live. We are live.
Okay, that's good, guys. MashaAllah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For another show in what's probably now getting towards the halfway point of this month. And I'm sure we haven't had half a month because it's flown by at a speed supersonic. We used to have a plane called the Concorde, and that used to get up to, what was it, Mach 4 or Mach 5, I don't know, but it was fast, okay? Ramadan has been too fast, subhanAllah. We need to slow it down and savor the moments, isn't it, brothers and sisters? But we don't control time, subhanAllah. We don't own time, we don't control it, we just look at it on our watches and on our mobile phones, etc. And we try and fathom it. By the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, time will either move fast or move slowly. And subhanAllah, time will have barakah, and we can do useful things in our Ramadan. We can do things which are just sleeping and resting and forgetting about remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We forget about, you know, what Ramadan is all about, pushing the reset button spiritually. I know it feels like we're pushing the reset button with the economy around the world right now. But what I want to do is to push the reset button spiritually myself. First and foremost, our guest today, again, mashallah, for the third time, because Lauren was the first person, the first lamb to the slaughter on Ramadan. Well, -1, Ramadan -1. I think it was Thursday that you came in. So actually that means it's nearly been 2 weeks, right? Nearly 2 weeks since we started the show. So, assalamu alaikum, Lauren. I love the background.
Thank you, Jazakallah khair. I just realised I'm kind of blending into it with my navy blue, but I'm just playing about here. I want cheerful, nice backgrounds, and I'm, you know, when you're in lockdown and you've got a bit of a green screen, you're like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. You know, your home studio is a bit of our lives now, subhanallah. And yeah, what's the topic for today? I can put some ideas forward, which I hope will resonate, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum to Brother Muhammad, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of our wonderful brothers and sisters in New Zealand. I pray to visit you one day, inshallah ta'ala, but only for the best of reasons, because let's take care of the environment now. Let's be more aware of our impact, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So I'm going to throw out some realizations that I'm having, and maybe there'll be relevant discussion points, inshallah ta'ala. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the midpoint mark of Ramadan. I'm looking for a book to kind of show you. Here we go. What have I got here? Bismillah. Right. So, like many, I got a Ramadan legacy book. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I'm not someone who plans day to day. I'm a bit think things still happen to me. I'm a lister, but not necessarily a planner. So that helped me with goals at the beginning of this blessed month. But I think what we don't take into account, and at the middle point, we all to some greater or lesser degree realize is life's still carrying on. Reality is still carrying on. So how do we join these two things, these amazing aspirations and the reality of day-to-day life? How do we, bring in new practices whilst at the same time accepting both our foibles and the needs of others around us? Allahu Akbar. And I think doing all of that without feeling somehow that we've failed. And so for me personally, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I got to about day 8, and I know Anissa, who's watching this, will be howling with laughter and going, again, really? Wow. Or maybe day 10, and I've just stopped doing it. I just stopped because it was stressing me out. it was actually, and this is just me. These are brilliant things. Use them. But for me, what I've noticed that is replenishing me every day and allowing me not to actually get anxious about Ramadan is to really focus on intentions. And I know we keep saying intentions, but let's just understand what that means. And these are things that we can bring into our daily lives. That's why the Prophet, peace be upon him, spoke about us. You know, if you make the intention to leave a city to marry a sister or a brother in another city, you'll get the reward of that. But if you say, I'm leaving for the sake of Allah, you know, because I want goodness in my deen and my connection, and I'm going to get married there, you get so much more. So I think within the daily reality of our lives, Brother Yusuf and Brother Mohammed,
Yep.
that really remaking those intentions. So today, I think it's useful sometimes to share some of our lists with other people. So mine kind of goes 10:45, videos on G Drive, links to Kataba, emails. So I'm project planning. I've got a big project on the go, and there's a deadline. It doesn't stop for Ramadan. But alhamdulillah, it's an Islamic project. And so the way that I bring Ramadan into that is by saying, I'm not going to stress about this. I'm going to make dhikr while I'm doing the tapping on the computer. Just bring in some la ilaha illallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. Slow things down. Get off the runaway train of life. 12 to 1, I got Yusuf's show. Now, you know, sometimes we don't get links for these shows until a little bit close to the time. And I've had this with other people who are coming onto my show. Things have got away from me. And the way that we greet them shows where we are. You know, do we get irritated, or do we say subhanallah and understand that everybody has their own thing going on? I'm sharing with my husband a very interesting book at the moment. Actually, he's the learned one. He's sharing with me. I should be so obnoxious. It's Imam al-Ghazali on brotherhood. And the understanding of what it means to be a brother and sister in Islam. Wow, if you read that book, you will first and foremost fall to your knees and say, and ring everybody that you've ever known and say, I'm really sorry, forgive me. That's number one. And number two, you'll cut everybody some slack, because we have to react with love to one another and give people some slack in order for our days to feel better and more relaxed. So yeah, my day goes on with mostly work and cleaning and changing beds and mopping and washing up, alhamdulillah. I'm really just loving those moments, loving the people around me, loving the blessing that Allah has given if we've got people around us to look after, and bringing Ramadan into my daily life that way, rather than having, you know, really quite stress-inducing lists of, you know, become fluent in a foreign language and learn 20 ayat of Quran, etc., etc. What do you say, Yusuf?
Well, yeah, that's very nice. I think Ramadan is a time for self, you know, looking into the inner self of the individual or yourself, looking inwardly and trying to find the issues that you need to change by the end of Ramadan. So the idea is very much, we've got plenty of time on our hands, whether we like it or not right now, to look at ourselves. We can go to the mirror and just start looking at ourselves and look at, you know, how, you know, we are externally, but when it comes to an internal investigation, it does require time. It requires, you know, some long moments of thinking, inner reflectivity, you know, which is actually something which we've stopped doing as Muslims, I believe. And we've got no choice now, right? Because we're in the lockdown mode. Even our children are doing that, right? Even my children, I've noticed that they're sort of talking a little bit more to me, right? The shaitan is locked up, okay? In a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, shaitan is locked up in this month. The gates of Jannah are open, the gates of Jahannam are closed. And generally speaking, honestly, this is the month of revelation and the month of victory, the month of when people are coming back to the deen of Islam. So in a sense, it's the perfect breathing ground for self-realization and developing the inner dimension. Now, I agree that we tend to go through, creating massive lists, and we put ourselves under pressure, Lauren. But myself, I'm just going with the flow, and I've got one, and there's Brother Tariq Barzak that I was on the tour with. He's saying, do you have any advice for memorization of the beautiful Quran? And myself, I am not getting too angst over how much I memorize, but how much I know deeply, how much I understand, how much enters my heart. And by the end of Ramadan, can we become like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had, that Aisha radiallahu anha had mentioned, that describing the Prophet's character, he was a walking Quran. Now, the point is that we have to gain an understanding of what the Quran is by the end of Ramadan, for the bits that we've read, and try to implement them. And then the hadith of one of the companions who said that the Prophet ﷺ used to teach the Quran in ashara ayah, 10 ayat or 10 verses, and the companions would eat and sleep and drink those, and they would never leave them. So even if we were to read 10 ayat which of significance, let's say a couple of the small surahs, okay, and we absolutely implemented those. For instance, al-ikhlas, according to the statements of the hadith, equivalent to a third of the Quran, subhanallah. And Surah Al-Fatiha, for example. So these are the two surahs that some of the surahs we're going to focus on in the Quran lessons, and we were to become those surahs actually. In other words, become a walking Quran for these two surahs. What an amazing thing this would be. Make a commitment. Now that's attainable, it's achievable, it's real, it's an objective, it's smart. Actually, I can't remember what SMART exactly says, but there's the SMART, the acronym. So maybe you can advise us about that, Lauren. But definitely, I agree with you. Let's do things that we can achieve now. But in the course that we've all done, and Lauren, you've done it, and you're continuing.
Still doing it.
Yeah, that kind of achieves the objective of the whole of Ramadan, which is really to understand the Quran, right? 50% of the words of the Quran can be in your possession. Am I right?
Mashallah. I'm just looking up SMART goals, actually. Here you go, time management training from Mind Tools, just because it's a nice here we go. SMART means, and these are really good things to try and implement in our lives. Specific goals, so sensible and significant, measurable, meaningful and motivating, achievable, agreed and attainable, relevant, reasonable, realistic, resourced and results-based. So you've got to have outcomes, time-bound, time-based, time-limited, time, etc., time-sensitive. So that's what those mean. I'm just going to add to what you were saying there about yes, walking the walk is something really beautiful, and taking just a few ayat. So for example, I've started to in pencil underline some of the, because when you read the Quran in your own language, it does something different. And I'm going to go back to reading in Arabic in a second, because we must never skip over that. But when you read in your own language, or at least if you're blessed to understand it in Arabic, you realize that there's ayat, there are sections of praising Allah. That this is the section where you're just literally reading praise of Allah, and you're pleasing Him, because those are reading your lips. Okay, you forget to do it during the day. You read the Quran, and He is the All Merciful, and we praise you and we ask for you. So there's the praise and the asking sections, and then there are the sections that are about the natural world and how we should live in the natural world. And I'm really focused on that at the moment because of my show Tayyib Way, which is all about ethical, moderate living as a Muslim in the modern age, and a lot of cures and holistic medicine, which is why we've had Sister Anisa on who's part of this series. But this yesterday from Surah Al-An'am really jumped out at me. And sort of, you know, when you feel the tears coming, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it's Ayat 141, Surah 6. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is He who produces gardens with trellises and without, and dates and tills with produce of all kinds, and olives and pomegranates, similar in kind and different. Eat of their fruit in their season. In their season. And subhanAllah, you know, this obviously has a meaning of everything has a season, they're going to come and go. But nutritionally and health-wise, we're being shown that eat seasonally, eat locally. So as we're in lockdown, as we can't get these avocados in December, or strange fruits from abroad that we, kiwi fruits, right? Kiwi fruits in London in May have run out, because of the shipping. Just eat locally and seasonally, ease the pressure on the planet, but render the dues that are proper on the day that the harvest is gathered. So pay a decent wage to the farmers. Allahu Akbar. Farmers around the world, their stuff now is going to waste. They can't manage their lands because of corporations, but waste not by excess, for Allah loves not the wasters. And so when we read ayats like that, and maybe we're not going to get to the whole of the Quran this blessed month, but as you said, brother, returning to it and looking for the meanings to implement. Are we going to our fridge? I'm pleased with myself, alhamdulillah, in this small way. I'm feeling good this Ramadan because I'm not wasting. I'm really reusing. Every night we're having recycled stuff. Did get a bit of a grumble last night from husband because it was day 3 on a certain soup. He's like, right, day 3? And I'm like, okay. But we're reusing everything. So a soup can become a sauce, and a sauce can become a blend, and not wasting. Why? Because Allah Ta'ala hates it. So this really avoiding those hated acts and seeing them for what they are and finding them in the Quran. That for me, I think this is going to be my realization this Ramadan, inshallah. I can't hear you, Yusuf. Is that my end?
No, it's his mic's off.
It's mine, because I turned the mic off because one of my children ran in the room and did something crazy, and I had to ask them politely, can you do that less crazily? Because, I'm on live. And this is the thing. But, that's one of the things I want to talk about. SubhanAllah. Denise says, by the way, just before I say that, I'm planting trees, I'm feeding animals. That's more million times reward in this beautiful month of Ramadan, and we're all the same. You can do it as well. Muslims' fault is that they forget to run for the ordinary small kindnesses every day, right? So our character will become like this the more we expand those al-ma'un, the small kindnesses that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about in the Quran, feeding the poor, smiling, moving something out of harm's way. These are all sadaqah. Visiting the sick, visiting the neighbors, giving gifts to the neighbors, brothers and sisters. SubhanAllah, visiting the graves to remember death, taking your children there. I'm telling you, these small things and small kindnesses and small actions, how you can do, are all good. So implement them in the month of Ramadan and don't leave them. Now, the companions used to prepare for Ramadan for 6 months, and they would live on the source of Ramadan for 6 months. So Ramadan was an all-round thing. It was an all-round thing. It was the whole of their lives. Eventually, Ramadan became the spiritual revival point, which the whole of their lives used to revolve around, brothers and sisters. Now we prepare, we were forced to prepare a little bit early this year because we were locked down. But usually it's like 2 days. And what's our preparation? Let's go and get the shopping. Let's absolutely hit the supermarkets, guys. Let's absolutely fill the larders and the kitchens with goodies so we can feast after the fast. Am I right? Now, so what we need to do now, to really start thinking, I love that what Denise has said there. She's also in Turkey. I think she's in Istanbul. And she's just really, really just mentioned a point, which is just to fill the day with small, great, get out in the garden, guys. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beautiful creation. Plant some trees, plant some fruitful trees that next Ramadan, we'll go outside in the garden, we'll say, I remember I did that last Ramadan. Look, and you maybe pick a flower from that plant or maybe a fruit, Allahu A'lam, if it grows that fast, Of course, some do. And you actually, you can break your fast from a potato or a carrot or whatever it is that has grown from that plant. And you'll remember the good you did and the benefits that it brought to your immediate life right now. Beautiful. What was I saying before that?
Sorry, Yusuf, I'm just going to jump in here if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So I just want to say that actually this forum is a great place to share really practical tips. And again, Denise, thanks very much. So I'd love to meet you in Istanbul, inshallah. So if you're doing something practical with your children or just by yourself that is useful, kind, good for the planet, reflects on an ayat of the Quran, it's really nice to share those because I'm looking at the moment, there is a book out, it's actually a children's book on replanting food waste from the kitchen. So for example, when you cut up a pepper or a chili, what's in the middle of them? The stuff we throw away. But are they seeds? Seeds. You don't need to go and buy seeds. Teach your children through taking the seeds out. Even what you've got sprouting garlic in the fridge. I always have sprouting garlic in the fridge, right? You buy these big bulbs and then, that is growing. It's literally, you've got life in your fridge. Find a pot, put it in, go online. There's so many classes and master classes on planting a vegetable garden. I've got a little balcony outside. And so it's a little bit hard to get out at the moment for soil, believe it or not. But inshallah, I'm going to have some sent over and start a little vegetable patch on the balcony, and we can look at doing these things and growing our own food and reconnecting with nature. And that way, we put value into things. And just one more thing on waste. And again, all of this comes from reading the Holy Quran with tadabbur, with understanding. Please correct me on the word. There'll be somebody here who speaks better Arabic, but with really heartfelt understanding and putting it into practice, not throwing things away. So yesterday, for example, I had a bit of salad left, and it goes a bit wilty, and you're like, I'll just bin that. I was thinking, somebody planted that seed. Allah allowed it to grow, and then the rain that Allah sent grew that leaf, and then a mechanized machine came and dug it up using oil or gasoline, and then it was sent in a plane probably, or driven by truck, and suddenly the enormous man hours, the technical hours, the natural hours gone into that leaf, it made me shudder. And we throw them away. And look at meat. So yesterday, for example, I had some keema. It was on the turn. My grandmother would say, when something, it's on the turn, that. Now, maybe 6 months ago, it's got a bit of a smell, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah. Don't eat off food, by the way, people. I'm not saying that, okay? But Allah Ta'ala has given us reasoning and senses and reactions to food for a reason. I would have thrown it away. Showed my husband, he said, that's all right. And then you think an animal, literally an animal's flesh is being thrown in the bin. It's sacrificed its life by the grace of Allah to feed us, and we throw it away so casually. A'udhu billah. These are awakenings in Ramadan that are meant to reach us. So sometimes it's not the goals we make from ourselves. We need to be watching for significant signposts from Allah Ta'ala as well.
Absolutely. Jazakallah khair, Lauren. I'm just looking on the Facebook feed. There's quite a lot of comments, etc. If Firdaus can, copy and paste some of them, put them on the chat group over here, so I don't have to keep looking down at my phone laboriously, because it's really boring. Okay. I appreciate everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me, especially my family in this month of Ramadan. Unification with the family, or should I say reunification with the family. What I have may not be much, but others to others, but for me it is plenty, alhamdulillah. I just pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save this ummah of ours and others from the coronavirus as soon as possible. Ameen. Stay safe. That's a beautiful comment from the brother. And then Islam says, mashallah, I've seen Lauren and tell her story and how she became a Muslim. I like that. Yes, it's a bit tough to read some of these comments because the grammar's not so good, but alhamdulillah, it's absolutely beautiful to see you brothers and sisters out there, and you're engaging with us. Lauren Booth over here, who's she's a publisher. She's actually published a book about her life, so we can talk a little bit about that. She's also completed a play. She's done a play about her own life. It's very difficult situation, and you're the only actor or actress in that play, Lauren. Do you want to talk about that play? Because I've just changed things up a little bit, move things onto the second part of the show, which is talk about you and what can we learn about your experiences. And in terms of the play, was that difficult to perform? Because how is it, like 20, is it an hour?
It's an hour. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think the hardest thing, Brother Yusuf, was deciding to go back on the stage after 25 years, and what was the reasoning behind it. And I wrote my book very clearly, a life story in faith, but to get ayats of the Quran and words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, into the mainstream. That's what you and I live for, by the grace of Allah. It's everybody has their mission, and that's my mission, alhamdulillah. So that's why I wrote the book. So I was clear with that niyyah, my intention. But then one morning I woke up with the words, "It's not a book, it's a play," coming out of my mouth. I went, what did that come from? What am I talking about? It's not a book, it's a play. It's not a book, it's a play. Of course, you reach more people when you go into their realm where they're comfortable, where they're looking to be entertained. So why don't you do it as a play? And then sort of breaking down the chapters, because the way I tell stories, by the grace of Allah, is very much how I speak. That's the way that I author. That's the way I write articles. So really, the sections of the play, you read the book, you kindly reviewed it. Thanks very much, brother. It's very much scenes. It's very much scenes, isn't it, Yusuf? My book is a series of scenes. You know, you kind of sit with the people for a bit and you hear them chatting and you go, yeah, I get that. And then it takes you somewhere else and it's another scene. So it really lends itself very easily to being transformed into a play. But I had a really excellent brother called Mohammed Sese, and he was a co-writer and director, mashallah, tabarakallah. Could not have done it without him. And his overview allowed us to craft a 1-hour show. Now, then there's the thing of, I hadn't been on stage for 25 years. I trained as an actor and then left it to go into journalism. And really with journalism was on TV a lot, and kind of retracted from that for a while when I came to Islam, because I thought, hang on a minute, the whole thing of getting your makeup done by other people and feeling, you know, self-important, I could feel it creeping back. And when you've come from somewhere and you know the issues with it, you know when you're heading back in that direction, and it's really fearsome. Yeah. And this is perhaps an issue that we have with some of our heritage or born Muslims, if you like. We're all born Muslims, but you know what I'm saying, into a Muslim family, is you don't know the pitfalls of where you're going. So fame can really get into your heart, that celebrity thing. So I had to check my niyyah, and I didn't think I could act, because why would I didn't want to. I didn't want to get applause. I wanted to play the Quran. I wanted to play the adhan. I wanted to speak about Allah in front of an audience, but in a way that was easy for them, both amusing and serious in parts. And the rehearsal process, and this is something we can learn actually about when we work together. How do we work in our official places? What kind of characters are we? Well, my director, I said to him, I can't act. I can do a few voices, but I can't. He said, you're not going to be acting. You're just going to be telling a few stories, and you do that really well. By the end of a month's rehearsal, I was playing 16 characters and acting for an hour. Allahu Akbar. But he didn't tell me that at the beginning. And he made it so easy and comfortable and such a fun process that you're kind of learning by accident. And, you know, I think we have to treat each other more like we would with a child. I think, you know, if I'm ever harsh with you, Brother Yusuf, please forgive me. Sometimes, you know, because we work on a professional level, are we snippy with one another? Let's remember, brothers and sisters, to be kind to the heart that is in front of us, that Allah has, you know, don't trample on people. So that experience was really nice. And then setting foot on stage for the first time, here's the secret. Here's the absolute secret. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I knew I'd done my preparation. I was absolutely clear that if one person came, or it was filled with 60 people, it was a small auditorium, I was okay with that, because Allah had written it for that person. And therefore, I had no fame expectations. It wasn't about selling out. We didn't need the money. Allah had made it a charitable cause. I enjoyed it. And by the grace of Allah, it went down really well. But that part was with Allah. And being really, really clear about that helped me through 30 days, 30 performances, almost 1,000 people, alhamdulillah. What's
the play called, so people can try and look it up when?
Yeah, there are clips of it. There's actually accidentallymuslim.com. Accidentallymuslim.com. I called it Accidentally Muslim because the humor of the title would make people go, oh yeah, you'd never deliberately be Muslim, would you? If you put, I'm deliberately Muslim and it's the best thing for humanity, you're not going to get people at the Edinburgh Fringe going to see you. But if you say, you know, and it was a true title as well. It wasn't a tricky title. It was that so much that seemed to be happening to me on my way to coming to Islam was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, that's funny how that's accidentally happened. Funny how that. And of course, you wake up and you're like, no, it was Allah's plan. Of course it was. So yeah, accidentallymuslim.com.
And Jazakallah khair, Lauren Booth, talking about her play accidentallymuslim.com. that was the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and inshallah in a city near you soon. Why don't you contact Lauren and find out how she can bring that to your city? It's in a fantastic way. I haven't seen that, but I've read the story and I've seen snippets of it. It looks hilarious, and believe me, the audience are so engaged and they follow her out and they sort of throng around her and start, and they want to know about the Deen of Islam. This is an innovative way of calling our brothers and sisters back to Islam, not using a pamphlet, not using a, did you know that the purpose of life is, you know, this is a great way. So using art forms, using acting, using plays, and of course the book, alhamdulillah, we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got a comment from Zainab Rock. How do we keep ourselves distracted from the coronavirus using dhikr, using any method we try and order? Also, looking from a convert's perspective, what are the things that the mainstream Muslims are complacent about and should be doing? So there's 2 points there. I'm just going to mention 3 because a time will be running out, because it always does. I just want to encourage the people, all of you guys out there, if you're eating, don't eat a lot of food, because there's plenty of people that don't have that food, and our tables are, of course, full of food and delights on iftar table. And this month is all about trying to remember those less off than ourselves. Lauren.
Yeah, so avoiding corona anxiety. Well, I live in a household with a senior journalist, and so there's quite a lot of news floating about, and we can all do things like how many dead today, and I actually found myself going, oh, you know, it becomes like the football scores. How many dead in the UK today? And there's 2 things going on here. One, it raises your anxiety, and 2, you get compassion fatigue. So it's like, oh, that's interesting, and you stop seeing it as like 30,000 families have lost loved ones. That's an impact of just 3 people per family is 90,000 grieving people. If they had 3 friends, 3 times 90, 90, 180, 270,000 people grieving right now. You know, I mean, if you connect with that, what does that do to your mood and your spirituality? So in a way, what we do in my household is, although we're both journalists and we have genuine reasons for interacting with the material, is we say, and now is no talking about corona time, because it's outside and it's with Allah. And so I was speaking to a comedian yesterday, a couple of days ago, called Brother Omar Regan. I don't know if you know him. He's a really funny American guy. And I said, how are you doing in LA? He said, I'm on corona-cation, baby. Now, I'm not saying be that flippant. Okay, he's a comedian. Corona-cation, right? So if we're not impacted by, I remember only 3% of people die from this. So the recovery rate is very, very high in most places in the world, alhamdulillah. So we don't have to live with fear, with a fear factor. We don't have to do that. Disengaged, shut off, and deal with what is directly to hand. That's what I put in place. What about you, Brother Mohammed? How do you cope? I mean, you're in New Zealand, mate. You've got a fantastic. Oh, I'm not doing that accent. That didn't happen.
No,
Didn't happen.
didn't work. Yeah, alhamdulillah, here is quite good. The problem is you get into the habit, the 1 o'clock show every day, the Prime Minister comes out with a health guy and they tell you how many this, how many that, and you sort of got over it by now. We're just waiting now for the time when they can say we'll go down from level 3 down to level 2 and we can get back to a bit more reality. But alhamdulillah, here we're in a very good position. Alhamdulillah, it's only, you know, a couple of cases every day. We've got about, I think 21 died. I know we now we're talking about deaths, but alhamdulillah, here it's good. Alhamdulillah, in terms of that, we've taken the hard role. It's, you know, it's killing the economy, but alhamdulillah, you know, people are still following it pretty much and sort of following what we should be, and hopefully that'll, you know, get over it shortly and we can all get back to some sort of form of reality. But, you know, getting back to the Ramadan side, then it's a time as to contemplate, reflect. This is something we have no control over, apart from we shouldn't go out to spread it, but it's Allah's will what happens and how it happens. So we should then contemplate and just be grateful. Alhamdulillah, we can go turn on the taps, we get beautiful fresh water, we have food and things like that. And so we should then think about those, as we're eating and breaking fast, about those who have to struggle for water, clean water, or struggle for food and things like that every day, not just Corona time or anything like that. So we just have to then have the gratitude and contemplate about those sort of things and be grateful for ourselves and pray that Allah has mercy on all those who are suffering more so.
Yeah, that, by the way, I'm surprised because Mohammed usually would have said, I go up mountains, but of course he can't go up mountains right now. And that's how he deals with any stress or anxiety. He runs up a mountain for 5 hours, right? That's not everyone's cup of tea, right? I know it's not Lauren's, but yeah, Lauren, glad to have you here. Got an issue. Can you share with us how we can reach out to our brothers and sisters in Gaza and support them during this month of Ramadan? Really important issue. I know you're on Gaza, on supporting Palestinians.
MashaAllah, that's beautiful. There's a couple of ways to do that. The first one is you know, fill your timeline for, you know, a 2-hour period. Ask all your friends one day in Ramadan, give 2 hours of whatever you're going to post to Gaza. We love you, Gaza. We're with you. We're thinking of you. We're making dua for you. You're not forgotten. You're in our hearts. And let that flood the internet. So if you've got 10 friends or 14 friends over the next 14 days, and you just do, you know, a couple of hours of your posts, and just then hashtag in Gaza under attack, or Free Palestine, or South Africa Free Palestine, you know, or BDS, you know, do all the hashtags. They start to get those. And I know from speaking to friends in Gaza that when they see a little bit of an uptick, they're like, wow, you know what? We know the Ummah can't do much at the moment, or isn't doing it enough, but individuals remember us and they're praying for us. And because they're religious people by and large, mashallah tabarakallah, that really means a lot. You know, when you say I'm making dua for you, it's like, oh, you know, you can hear them sort of exhale. And the other thing as well is, please do find charities that are still helping Gaza, because with the rolling difficulties around the world, it's really been forgotten. There's been a 75% cut in donations to Gaza charities. 75% of charities on the ground have been shut down in the last 4 years. Of course, we've got because of Syria, because then you're like, hang on a minute. So if you really feel for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, you know, get engaged with the question of Al-Aqsa Mosque and help the people to have food there, and get engaged with Gaza as well, inshallah ta'ala. I hope that helps.
Be a keyboard warrior, I guess, is another answer. And you know, one of the things, Lauren, that Abdurrahim and Yusuf, Cat Stevens, I've forgotten his name, Yusuf Islam, that's right. Yeah. How could I forget that name? You know, one of the things that when they were asked, when Abdurrahim went there many years ago, and the Palestinians in the camps told him in Gaza and places like that, because he said, what can I do for you? How can we assist you? You know what they said? Go back to your country and give dawah. That's what they said. Go and give dawah. So to help the Palestinian cause is to get a lot of prominent people and a lot of the different types of people to understand Islam, convey the call to them. If they embrace Islam, even better. If they become our friends, great. If they become, you know, people who are activists for the deen of Islam, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the people in Palestine will start to find it easier, because the lockdown will end. The abuse will end, because there will be 100,000 voices calling them from different parts in New Zealand, from Canada, from USA, from UK, from where the support mechanisms for the oppression exists. We need to channel that energy of the deen of Islam so that we can fight off the enemy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I mean, and I just want to add here that, by the way, no lockdown that any of us has experienced is like the lockdown in Gaza. 14 years of not being able to leave, you know, a series of villages and a city center, much smaller than the city that you're in. Something like 13 miles by 4 miles deep. The children have rickets because they never get in the sunshine in the Middle East, because they get shot if they go into green arable land. You know, we think it's bad. We have electricity. They have on average 4 hours a day electricity. You think it's bad. Our lockdown, a'udhu billah minash shaitanir rajim. Turn on the tap and see brown water coming out and have to drink it and taste the salt and chlorine in it and know you're poisoning yourself and the baby inside you. That's the illegal lockdown of Gaza now. And if we're not campaigning for that, then I don't see why there'd be blessings upon this ummah.
Jazakallah khair. Lauren, we've reached the end. Unfortunately, it always comes very fast, doesn't it? Just like Ramadan is going very fast, our interviews always go incredibly fast. There's massive engagement out there. A lot of people want to know more. We simply don't have time because we've got to move on to the Quran lesson. Just to remind the people, brothers and sisters out there, the Prophet ﷺ said, in Ramadan, it is a month whose beginning is mercy, its middle is forgiveness, and its end is emancipation from hellfire, from Jahannam. And we are now in the second part of the month, if you like, the second 10 days, where we seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness. So remember that the completed Ramadan is equivalent to being saved from Jahannam, the worst of all places. And of course, if you're freed from Jahannam, by implication, this hadith says, you will be in Jannah, inshallah. I end on that point, Lauren. Jazakallah khair, and we'll see you a little bit later on in the month. I can't remember the date, so don't even ask me. You know what I'm like. Too much on and too little planning, too little communication. May Allah forgive me for that. Forgive us all for that. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum, Lauren. Alhamdulillah. And now, brothers and sisters, the moment you've kind of also all been waiting for, not just Lauren, you've been waiting for today's installments of the Quran with Sheikh or Ustadh Anjan Ali. I can see he came into the room. He's hidden his beautiful face. The Noor ala Noor
for your kind words.
Is coming now. And people are talking about you. I'm telling you, they're talking about you in the course. They're saying, you know, when the course was missing on a few days, one day on this platform, a few days on the radio, people were saying, where is it? They'd phone me up and say, Yusuf, what happened to the course today? It's like they really were missing it, because the engagement with the Quran is the main purpose of this month, brothers and sisters. So, Sheikh or Ustadh Anjan Ali, please continue with this next bit. By the way, I love this course. For your information, I'm studying it with my husband, who's helping me. Jazakallah khair. That's from Lauren. And so, alhamdulillah.
Oh, she's making a lot of effort to learn, mashallah. I had the pleasure of some lessons with her before Ramadan. And inshallah, hopefully you and her, both of you, will be great teachers of this course, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Okay, let's begin, brothers and sisters. Yeah, let's begin, inshallah, brothers and sisters. Those of you who are following the course, we're on 6B, just to make that clear, lesson 6B. The materials are available on the website, voiceofislam.me/live. Downloaded the materials, inshallah, and that you're able to follow them. So what I'll go through today is just a quick overview of what we've done already at the beginning, because we need to review at every occasion. There's also a revision Kahoot, which I'll try to run at the end, inshallah, as well as the Kahoot for this lesson as well. I think the Kahoot itself is becoming very popular. Those brothers and sisters who are listening to this program through Facebook and YouTube, I strongly recommend that you try and join the live session you can here through Zoom. And inshallah, that way there'll be no lag. Try to follow that through, inshallah. So we're on lesson number 6B, and we are continuing now with the huruf. We're going to learn, inshallah, B, fi, ala, and continue to use the TPI. And then remember the first thing, this is only a review at the moment, that there are 3 types of words in Arabic: an ism, fi'l, and harf. And that's what makes Arabic really easy to understand and learn, inshallah ta'ala, because it's just only 3 types of words, and you develop from there, inshallah, into making sentences. And from sentences, obviously, you go to understanding ayat of Quran. So we mentioned this before. Al, un, and in are the signs of an ism. Una, ina, we've already done. Muslimun, muslimin, mu'minun, mu'minin. And we're already seeing that coming through many, many times. Total physical interaction, we've been using, inshallah ta'ala, our hands to be able to pick up the signs. And hopefully all of you are following this through, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. So let's continue. We have now the TPI signs we've been using, which is hear it, see it, think it, say it, show it, and love it, and do it together. So basically using your hand signs to get rid of all these technical problems of third person singular, first person singular, and second person singular and plural, all of these things, masculine, feminine, the hand signs is doing that. Inshallah ta'ala, we've learned already 5 grammar lessons already. So you've already seen that. We learned this the pronouns. We started learning Rabbuhu and all the others, inshallah ta'ala. So this is what we've learned. Practice this with me, inshallah. All of you should know the hand sign, so I'll do it sitting down. I don't think you can see my hands, but I'll try to show it as much as I can. Ready? So, huwa, he, whom, they, anta, you, ana, I, antum, you all, nahnu, we, and hiya, she. So here, she. Huwa, he, here, she. So these are your 7 pronouns that we learned. They are in the Quran 1359 times. I'm hoping by now you're all expert at these 7s at least, inshallah ta'ala. Then we did the attached pronouns. Attached pronoun gives us the meaning similar in English to him or his. That kind of meaning, inshallah. So we attached it to Rabb. So we did Rabbuhu, Rabbuhum, Rabbuka, Rabbi, Rabbukum, Rabbuna. Rabbuhu, Rabbuhum, Rabbuka, Rabbi, Rabbukum, Rabbuna. The word Rabb appears in the Quran more than 970 times. So it's very important you learn this word. Rabb means Lord. We will not need to translate, inshallah. So you know this. Then we did Li, Min, and An. Li, Min, and An. Li means for, Min means from, and An with. It has other meanings, these prepositions, but we learned with the basic first, inshallah. And then we attach them to these. Okay, Li, Min, and An. We attach them to the pronouns. And remember the word Alhamdulillah. All praises and thanks are for Allah. Okay, Lillah. Okay, so 1361 times, just this chart. Okay, so we have Lahu, Lahum, Laka, Li, Lakum, Lana. Okay, so you see this so many times in the Quran. It's important in practice. I'm just reviewing now before we start the lesson, inshallah, main part of the lesson. So we have Minhu, Minhum, Minka, Minni, Minkum, Minna. Okay, again, already covered in the lesson. An, about or with. In this context, we'll use with. Anhu, Anhum, Anka, Anni, Ankum, Anna. Again, we've done this in lesson number 5, if you all recall, inshallah. Today's lesson. Today, we're going to learn 3 more huruf, bi, fi, and ala. Bi, fi, and ala. Now, this causes confusion in meaning, and it will cause you confusion, inshallah, but bear with me. Just stick to the basic meaning for now. They have many different connotations in English and Arabic. When we translate from Arabic to English, I mean. So we'll use it with be for, again, in. Be for in. Okay, be he, not be who. Okay, so you pay attention, be he. Why? Because of the kasra before. We don't need to go into that. We just memorize them, inshallah. 510 times in the Quran. So everybody ready? Let's practice this. Watch my hand. This is my right hand, by the way, okay? Just to make sure. Sorry, my camera is so close, you can't see my hand fully, but I will use it, inshallah ta'ala. Be he in him.
Be he in him.
Be him in them.
Be him in them.
Be he in him. Be him in them.
Be them. Be him in them.
In them. Bika in you. Be in me.
Bika in you.
Bika in you.
Be in me.
Be me. Be be.
In me. Be
in me.
In me.
Yeah.
Okay. So bika in you. Be in me.
Bika in you. Be in me.
Bikum in you all. Bina in us.
Become in you all. Bina in us.
Okay. One more time, I'm going to do Arabic in English, then we'll just do the Arabic. Ready? Be he in him, be him in them.
Be he in them, in him. Be he in them. Be him in them.
In them. Yeah. Bika in you, be in me.
Bika in you, be in me.
Yeah. Bikum in you all, bina in us.
Become in you all, bina in us.
So now just the Arabic, ready? Be he, be him.
Be he, be him.
Okay. Bika be.
Bika be.
Bikum bina.
Bikum bina.
Be he, be him.
Be he, be him.
Bika be.
Bika be.
Bikum bina.
Bikum bina.
Okay. So this is now with be. Okay, we've already learned this word in Bismillah. Now we are attaching it to pronouns. Okay, so it can be attached to isms, normal nouns, or pronouns. Okay, here we've got examples of pronouns, inshallah. So bihi, bihim, bika, bi, bikum, bina appears in the Quran 510 times. Okay, so you need to learn this word, inshallah ta'ala, very well. Now we have fi. Now we know, all of us know this term, fi sabilillah. Fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah or in the way of Allah, whichever way you want to translate it. Fi sabilillah. We're going to now do the 6 with the attached pronouns. So practice with me. Again, look, 1684 times in the Quran. 1684, just this chart. So if you learn it, when you see it, inshallah, you don't need to look up and in the dictionary to check what it means. We have to deal with the other words, inshallah. So learn them and they'll give you easy Arabic. Let's practice that, inshallah. Okay, practice with me. Fihi in him.
Fihi in him.
Fihim in them.
Fihim in them.
Fihi in him.
Fihi in him.
Fihim in them.
Fihim in them.
Okay, now one more time, the Arabic and English. Okay, concentrate. Fihi in him. Fihim in them.
Fihim in them.
Okay. Fika in you. Fiya in me.
Fika in you. Fiya in me.
Be careful with fi. Remember, there's a double ya there. There's the fi, which already got a ya, and then we have the ya of me. So that's why fi ya. There's a shadda on the ya. If you look at that, inshallah, you see it here. Shadda on the. So fi ya. Okay. Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
There you go. Fikum in you all. Fina in us.
Fikum in you all. Fina in us.
Okay. Fikum in you all. Fina in us.
Fikum in you all. Fina in us.
Just the Arabic now. Fihi fihim.
Fihi fihim.
Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
Fikum fina.
Fikum fina.
Okay. Fihi fihim.
Fihi fihim.
Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
Fikum fina.
Fikum fina.
Fihi fihim.
Fihi fihim.
Fika fiya.
Fika fiya.
Fikum fina.
Fikum fina.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, that's fi. Now we've done bi, we've done fi. Very important words in the Quran. And now the word khair. Khair, obviously, we all know we use it. Khair means good. So, for example, if you ask somebody, hal fihi khair, is there good in him? Well, there's good in everybody. So we'll answer in the positive. Naam fihi khair. Okay, that's how we'll practice, inshallah. So I'll give you the first bit and you repeat that with me, inshallah ta'ala. Hal fihi khair? Naam fihi khair. Hal fihim khair? Naam fihim khair. Okay, that's how you'll answer it, inshallah. Hal fihi khair? Naam fihi khair. Hal fihim khair? Naam fihim khair. Okay, that's how you'll answer, inshallah ta'ala, just to practice the Arabic, inshallah. So we have this fi, he, fi, him, fika, fiya, fikum, fina, 1684 times in the Quran. 1684. So again, remember 600 pages. So inshallah, every page you'll find 2 on average, inshallah ta'ala. So again, we need to learn this word. Very, very important. The third one is ala. We all use it all the time. Assalamu alaikum. Ala means on. And we've also done it in Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. So this is alayhim. This one here. Alayhim. So we've done it already, inshallah. Let's practice. Again, Arabic and English. Ala basically means on. You put something on something. So ala. That's what ala means. Putting something on. So let's go one more time. Alayhi on him. Alayhi on him. Alayhi. Alayhim on them.
Alayhim on them.
Alayhi on him.
Alayhi on them.
Alayhi on him. Alayhim on them.
On them. On him, should I say?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got
Alayhi
it.
on him. Alayhim on them.
Alayhi on them. Alayhim
on them. Alayka on you. Alayya on me.
Alayka on you. Alayya on me.
On me. Alaykum on you all. Alayna on us.
Alaykum on you all. Alayna on us.
Okay. So alayhi on him. Alayhim on them.
Alayhi on him. Alayhim on them.
On them. Alayka on you. Alayya on me.
Alayka on you. Alayya on me.
Alaykum on you all. Alayna on us.
Alayka on you all.
Alaykum. Alaykum on you all.
Alaykum on you all.
Alayna.
Alayna
on us. Just the Arabic now, inshallah ta'ala. Ready? Alayhi alayhim.
Alayhi alayhim.
Alayka alayya.
Alayka, alayya.
Alaykum, alayna.
Alaykum, alayna.
Alayhi, alayhim.
Alayhi, alayhim.
Alayka, alayya.
Alayka, alayya.
Alaykum, alayna.
Alaykum, alayna.
Alayhi, alayhim.
Alayhi, alayhim.
Alayka, alayya.
Alayka, alayya.
Alaykum, alayna.
Alaykum, alayna.
Okay, alayna. Okay.
I'm surprised that there's not many people actually vocalizing. I'm just wondering if the mics could be switched on for some of the students so that we can feel like we're in a real virtual classroom.
That'd be
And
good.
very important they do the actions and
Yes, please.
so on and so forth, brothers and sisters. 41 of you here. A few of you, maybe we can unmute your mics and you can participate in.
Inshallah. As long as you don't have a background, welcome to join, inshallah. Now, the feminine form, let's practice those, inshallah ta'ala. I'm going to do this side. You're going to do this side left hand, okay? That's my left hand. I'm sorry it's going to look the other way around on your screen because the way it reverses, but that's definitely my left, okay? Right, and that's my right. So I'm going to say be he, in him. You're going to say be ha. Okay, ready? Be careful with ha. It's a little bit longer. So it's be ha, not be ha. Be ha, like this, okay? Be he, be ha.
Biha.
Hold on. Bihi, biha.
Bihi, biha.
Okay. Fihi, fiha.
Bihi, fiha.
Okay. Fihi, fiha.
Fihi, fiha.
Okay. Alayhi, alayha.
Alayhi, alayha.
Alayhi, alayha.
Alayhi, alayha.
Alayha. Okay, just remember the feminine form. Alayhi, alayha, bihi, biha, fihi, fiha. Okay. So this chart here, okay, it's all in your notes. Inshallah ta'ala, 3,401 times in the Quran. Okay, just these words. So this is why it's so important that you know this chart back to front. Okay, inshallah, like the back of your hand, as they say. So learn this inside out, and you'll see it so many times in the Quran. So when you go to practically reading the Quran and trying to recognize words, at least these words will be very prominent in front of you, inshallah. So it's bihi, bihim, bika, bi, bikum, bina, biha. Fihi, fihim, fika, fiya, fikum, fina, fiha. Again, use your hands, please. Okay, alayhi, alayhim, alayka, alayya, alaykum, alayna, alayha. Okay, the more you practice, the easier they will become. And inshallah, in this course, you'll see the benefit of this. As we start doing from lesson number 8, surahs of Quran, you'll see the benefit of this yourself, inshallah. Okay, so please learn this well. Inshallah ta'ala. Tomorrow will be lesson number 7a. So we need to learn this well, inshallah. The way, remember the meanings, I always said in context. So B is Bismillah, Fi is Fi Sabilillah, and Ala, Assalamu alaykum. Assalamu alaykum, inshallah ta'ala. Remember those words. So now quickly try to recall. I'm just going to read it out, see if you can recall what it means, okay? Be him. Fikum. And alayhi. Okay, bihi, in them. Fikum, in you all. Okay, alayhi, on him.
On him.
On him. So this is how fast you should be. Again, through practice. It's very important because because I'm not interacting with you live. And so face-to-face as a student, it's very important you revise first before you come to the class. The notes are always available on the website, inshallah. And I'm also sharing them on Telegram every day. So if you're part of the Telegram, you'll get the notes every day, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. Okay, so learning tip, inshallah, before we go to 2 Kahoots today, we'll do one first, inshallah ta'ala, and then we'll come back to this learning tip. So let's do the Kahoot and test what we've learned, inshallah. Bear with me, everybody. If you get your phones ready, I will load up the Kahoot for you, inshallah ta'ala, in a second. 6B. Okay, everyone, get your phone up ready or your screen, wherever you're using the Kahoot, inshallah ta'ala. And I will now share the screen. Okay, so you can all see my Kahoot screen, inshallah. Okay, there's an annoying sound. Please put it off and you'll be fine. Please type the number in so I assume that you're actually seeing the. Oh, mashallah. I will read the number out. 975640. 975640. Okay, inshallah, I'll deal with all your questions at the end. So if you just bear with me, inshallah, I'm going to put the code also in the chat so you can guys pick it up, anybody coming in late, inshallah. Okay, 33 people already in, mashallah. See how you get on. It'll be very good exercise, this, inshallah ta'ala, because you have to think on your feet. Okay, don't worry if you make a mistake. That's the natural process of learning. When you remove the fear of making mistakes, inshallah, you'll be fine. Okay, Brother Yusuf, over to you. Whenever you're ready to start, let me know. I will start, inshallah.
Yeah, well, we've got 36 people, participants so far online. We've got 43 in the Zoom chat. So presumably if you've got your children with you as well, we should be well over 45, 50 people. If you've got children, they can link in with the Zoom, with the Kahoot game online and do the quiz with you. The best way to learn this course is to teach it to others. You become a master. I'm telling you this from engaging with my own family. We've got Donald Trump in the game as well. So hopefully he will learn the Haq as well. And, you know, with alongside us, we've got 39 so far, Brother Anjan.
Okay, let's start.
Let's start.
Bismillah. Okay, the number is 975640 for anybody who's on a lag and seeing the number, didn't see the number. Inshallah. First question. Wa fiikum. What do you think that means? Wa fiikum. Wa fiikum. First work out how many words there are and then try to tell me what it means. Oh, mashallah, this is impressive. 27 of you got it right. Wa fiikum, and in you all. Fiikum. Well done. Well done, mashallah. Quite impressed. Because the first time you've seen this and you're getting it right, which is great. Question number 2. Walahum fiha. This one's a bit tough. Lahum, then fiha. Okay, walahum fiha. Just Lego pieces, I told you Arabic, just break it apart and then translate one word at a time. What does wa mean? What does lahum mean? What does fiha mean? Okay, 17 of you got it. This one was tough. So again, 17 of you got it right. Wa means and, lahum for them. Okay, fiha in it. Walahum fiha. Okay, walahum fiha. Bihi. This one should be easy. Bihi. Okay, only one correct answer here. Bihi. Okay, in him or it is the correct answer. 31 of you got right. Bihi, bihim. Bika, bi, bikum, bina, biha. Again, it's all in your fingertips. It's all in your fingertips. Inshallah. Question number 4. Translate on you all. On you all. I read the Arabic just in case not clear. Alayhim, red. Alayka, blue. Alaykum, orange. Alayna, green. Choose the correct answer, please. On you all. MashaAllah, 31 of you got it right. Alaykum, on you all. Assalamu alaykum. Assalamu alaykum. And in the tashahud, you say Assalamu alayna. Peace be upon us. Okay? Inshallah, don't worry, it's all coming. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay, 5. Oh, I gave nearly the answer away there. Assalamu alayna. What do you think that means? Assalamu alayna. Salam, you should know. Okay, 34 if you got it nice. Well done. Peace be upon us. Assalamu alayna. Wa fi kum. Again, break it down. You'll have no problems. Otherwise, it looks difficult. Wa fi kum. Okay, it's all in English, so I'm not going to read it out. Hopefully, you can all see the screen, inshallah. 23 of you got it right, mashallah. Wa fi kum. Wa is and, fi means in, kum, you all. Fi kum. Okay, now we are on, mashallah, those of you, significant number of getting all the questions right. Well done. Bihi wa bina. Bihi wa bina. Bihi wa bina. Bihi wa bina. Think about it. Okay, only 25. Now let's work this out. Bihi, bihim. Bihi, bihim. Bika, bi, bikum, bina. So we want bihi in him and bina in us. Okay, bina in us. Well done, mashallah. 8th question now. Fiha wa fihim. Work that one out. Fiha wa fihim. Fihim. "35 of you answered, mashallah. 36. Very good. 30 of you got it right. In her or in it, both translations correct. Fiha wa and fihim in them. Mashallah. We'll look at the podium now. Let's go through. Let's see who's doing well. Number 3, Saf. Mashallah. Well done. Congratulations. Number 2, Shabana. Well done. And number 1, ABD. And the runners up also well done. MashaAllah, everyone who took part, well done, inshallah ta'ala. Let's go to the last part of the lesson. And if we have time, we will quickly run another Kahoot, which will revise the previous lesson, inshallah. Extra one for you. I think the Kahoot part is getting very popular with people, mashallah. Okay, so last bit now, learning tip, forgetting. What happens when you learn something new, you forget. So how do you recall? Okay, whenever you learn, you will forget. So revision is necessary. So how do you revise? But the system of revision is even more important. Okay, now this is from research that they've studied people, and they found out that if somebody learns 100 things, just on average, 100 things, what happens? After an hour, they actually forget 70%. 70% just goes, flies out. But if they remind and they revise the lesson after 1 hour, they can retain most of it for another day. But after a day, the cumulative development of whatever they got again disappears by 70%. If they revise after a day, it stays for almost a week, the same information in them, inshallah ta'ala. If they revise after a day, again, cumulatively, they still drop back again on the essence. If they revise after a week, the information stays for about a month. And if they revise after 1 month, it stays for 6 months. If they review after 6 months, it stays forever. So it becomes natural to them to remember that thing that they're learning. So what is the rule for us? How do we learn this course? I would strongly advise you after the end of the lesson, after an hour or so, whenever you get the time, review the lesson. I know it's late night in New Zealand, maybe review the lesson first thing tomorrow morning. Review the lesson. Number again, review it at the next day. After a week, go through the lesson again. Quick reading, no detailed study. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking you to do. After a week, go through a thorough revision with your members of your family. After a month, again, revise. And after 6 months, review. If you're teaching it in the meantime, you'll never forget it. So this is the rules of remembering, inshallah. Otherwise, you'll forget whatever you learn. Now, so far, I've taught you 63 words that occur in the Quran 23,267 times. 23,260. Please check it out yourself, inshallah. Try to recognize words as you read in the Quran. As I said, it's not the quantity. Just slow, 1 page, 2 page, whatever you can manage, inshallah. Start there. If you can manage more, of course, do more. But start with something. Okay, inshallah ta'ala, every day. We will go through now, inshallah ta'ala, to your questions, and then we'll run another Kahoot back to Brother Yusuf, inshallah. If there are any specific questions, or we can run another Kahoot, brother.
Yeah, some people are wanting to join the lessons on the mic. Just reduce your volume. Some other brothers saying. Sabil and Sirat means the same thing, question mark.
Yes, it does, but again, look, in English, we should be fair. You know, when we want everything strict, but in English, we have path, road, way. We all use these synonym words in English as well, don't we? So we have many words for the same thing. Okay, there is a difference between sabil. Like just a difference between road and path. They mean different things. But sabil and sirat, two different things. But for basic translation, this is where we are, inshallah ta'ala. So similar meaning, but they mean two different things. Okay.
And Shaista says be and fi mean in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Be has many meanings. And again, this is one of the challenges when you start learning a new language. Be has many meanings in Arabic. Fi has many meanings in Arabic. Be has even means because. But in the context we learn, the first context, we learn in, and then later on we will see the different meanings, even in this course, inshallah. Okay? Even in this course, we'll see it. So I'll explain as we go on. But for now, when you start, just assume it's in. And then next on, you learn the next context, okay?
And Husni says, doesn't plural soundings ending change according to whether it's feminine or masculine? So the una, ina sound, does it change when it's feminine?
Yes, I think we covered that in lesson number 4. Muslimat is the feminine version. Muslimun is the masculine version. So Muslimun, Muslimin, and Mu'minat. Okay. Muslimat, that like kind of that's a feminine sound. I think that's what you mean. But what does they mean? Alayhim. Yeah, alayhim. Alayhim is completely different. Alayhim is a pronoun. Okay, alayhim. The him is a pronoun. So that's different word completely. Okay, and this is not a feminine plural. It's a pronoun. Pronoun means them. Okay, inshallah. I hope that clarifies the question.
Yeah, and then don't we use the feminine version for non-living things, it, in Arabic?
You are correct, but let me give you a thing. Here, the word he or she that we've used in Arabic, he or she, are both used for it when you translate to English, because in Arabic there is no neutral gender. I repeat, there is no neutral gender. So whether you're talking about the sun, the moon, the star, the table, the chair, the pen, the light, the computer, everything either male or female, linguistically speaking. So everything will be treated. Now, when you translate into English, you will not say she is a car. You will say it is a car. Okay? When you translate into English. So in English, yes, it. So everything is masculine and feminine. Non-living things is a different concept. The one you're talking about is a bit advanced grammar. Yes, non-living things are treated in Arabic as singular feminine. This, inshallah, we will cover later on at other levels. But non-living things are treated as singular feminine in Arabic. Okay, any more questions? No, that's it, inshallah.
No, brother, I think that is actually it for today. Nobody's actually asking any other questions. If you've got any other questions, put them in the chat, please, or raise your hand or whatever, and we'll get them answered. Well, somebody's saying Kahoot.
Yes, I think so. There's one more, inshallah, that's coming through, which is the revision. So pay attention, inshallah ta'ala. Hope you will get this revision one, and then we'll conclude with that. Please, I'm going to share my screen now, so everybody get ready with your phone. This is a revision one, so which will cover the previous lessons, okay? So this shows how much you picked up on the previous lessons, inshallah ta'ala. Please put the number in, which you can see on the screen. Okay, one person's in already, it's 3. So the number is 35807. I'm putting the number on the chat as well for anybody who's coming in late. Okay, this is going to test what you've learned previously. So be alert, inshallah. It's not going to be in any order as well. It's a random order. So inshallah, this will be a great help for everybody. Okay, we've got our 35-ish. So we'll start now. Bismillah. Anybody coming in late, please put the number in. 36. Those who brothers and sisters who are on Facebook and YouTube, unfortunately, there will be a lag, but you can go to kahoot.it here, and you can put in the code and play the game. Just put the PIN number in, inshallah. Hopefully the lag will be less. But if you're trying to see it on Facebook, you will be 20 seconds behind. Okay, let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Numbers here in the bottom corner as well. 35807. Okay, 10 questions, inshallah. Wa minhum. Wa minhum. What can you recall? MashaAllah, 35 of you answered, 36. And 19 of you got it right. Wa is and, min is from, and whom. Wa minhum, wa minhum. Okay. Some of you said, and for them. No, min means from. So it can't be for. Okay. That was a trick to see if you were, inshallah, concentrating. So there are some difficult choices there, but concentrate, inshallah. Anni. What does anni mean? According to the translation I gave you in the course. So that's the only one I want. Anni. Anni. So anhu, anhum. MashaAllah, 30 of you got it right. Well done. I thought this would trap most of you, but I'm very pleased. Well done. Congratulations. Anni. Okay. Anni means with or about, many different meanings, but with is the one we used in the book, inshallah ta'ala. Lakum dinukum. This one should be easy, made out of lesson number 3 and lesson number 5. Lakum. So remember, lahu, you want to find lakum. And dinukum, you should know, that was from lesson number 2. MashaAllah, again, 22 of you. Lakum, for you, your deen. Okay, some of you are going for green, from them. No, that's not correct. For you, your deen, not from you, your deen. Okay, so again, that one trapped some of you. So inshallah ta'ala, 22 of you got it right, which is great. 4th question, please. Abduhu. This one should be easy. We've done it in the wudu, dua after wudu. Remember that? Abduhu. And it's also in our shahada. Abduhu. MashaAllah, 25 of you got it right. Abduhu. Okay, 5th question. Minka, minka, minka. Remember, minhu is this way, so you need to work out where minka stops. So you'll find it, inshallah. I want the exact translation, please. So be careful, there are similar sounding ones there. I want the exact one. From you, minka. Okay, minka. Be careful here. Radiyallahu anhum. Radiyallahu anhum. So when we mention the companions of the Prophet, if they're in plural, I nearly give it away there. Okay, 9 of you only got this one. This one's a tough one. Allah be pleased with them. Anhum, anhu, anhum, anhu, anhum. Okay.
That it seems to be the same answer.
Or blue, this. Okay, blue? No, yeah, blue is also correct. Well done. Those who got well done. Yes, I did not notice that. This is
a lot more got it right, Anjan.
Yeah, more of you got it right.
As well.
There was a mistake.
Yeah, there's a mistake. So
okay, apologies for that. I did not test these, so I will double check this one, inshallah. I'll make a note and I'll make the changes. So apologies for that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Hopefully this one won't be a mess, inshallah. Let's see. Li walaka. This one is correct. Li walaka. I'll correct both of those questions, inshallah, for next group. Apologies for those 2 mistakes there. For me and for you. For li, okay, for me and for you. 8th question, minha. Minha. From her or it. Well done. 32 of you got it right. Minha. Okay, minha. 9th question. Minal kitabi. Minal kitabi. Minal kitabi. Okay, so min and al kitab. What does al kitab mean? Remember, al lesson number 2, I think we did that. So be careful here. Min al kitabi. Be very specific, please. There's so many similar ones there. From the book, not books. Books is plural. From the book. Kitab is one book. Okay. 10th question. Laha walana. Laha walana. Lahu. Remember that one? We'll start lahu and then carry on. Yep, this one's correct. Hopefully this will give us the right answer. Inshallah, there's no mistakes in this one. MashaAllah, 25 we got it right. Lahu, lahum, laka, li, lakum, lana, and laha. So well done, MashaAllah. Good progress. So let's look at our podium. Apologize for the one question that was completely messed up, but the other one is also, inshallah ta'ala, the rest of the questions should be there. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, Hania today has won. Well done, 9402. And everybody else who took part, inshallah ta'ala. If there is that is the end. Tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be doing lesson number 7A. So everybody, inshallah, please prepare for lesson number 7A tomorrow. All the notes will be available on the website, as well as, inshallah, in Telegram. I'll be posting it after, as soon as I finish the lesson, inshallah ta'ala. Tomorrow, we're going to learn Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, what we say in our ruku and what we say in our sajda. Very, very important lesson, inshallah ta'ala. Parts of Salah tomorrow, 7A. Okay, if there's any more questions, otherwise, this is all from me, and it's over to you, Brother Yusuf.
Yes, brothers and sisters, Jazakumullah khair for your attendance in this course. And I pray that you will be able to continue the course with us and complete the course with us. Which is going to be towards the end of Ramadan that we will finish the course, and that you'll be able to come on further courses and re-engage with the Book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this beautiful month of Ramadan. Brothers and sisters, remember us in your dua. Remember the ummah in this dua, in these difficult, troubling times around the world. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward all of you for your righteous and forgive you of all of your sins, and give you a completed fast during this month of Ramadan for the 30 days. Ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And see you again tomorrow at 9 p.m. New Zealand time or 10 a.m. UK time, inshallah.